Welcome to the Community Difference-Rockwall. Powered by the Difference Media LLC. And sponsored by Delisa Lapinsky Realty Group. The Mesquite Championship Rodeo. The One Group of Town Square Mortgage. Barnaby Heating and Air. Minuteman Press of Rockwall. Brian Decker with Compass Facilities Consulting. And by WeatherTech General Contracting.
The Community Difference-Rockwall was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals.
So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference-Rockwall starts now.
Hey everybody, I am Delisa Lapinsky, your host for the Community Difference-Rockwall. I'm a local realtor here with eXp Realty, and I've also been in the community for a little over 17 years. And I absolutely love the Rockwall community, and I love this podcast and what it does to help bring our community together. We're going to be we talk with businesses. We have a business topic of the month. And as a matter of fact, May's topic is digital media mindset. So turning our social media into service media. And we're going to talk about some simple strategies for expanding your social media presence, and how as business owners, but not only business owners, but as the community, we can help and support each other through our social media. So each week we have rotating co-hosts, and this week I am very privileged to be here with Alan Lester and Charlie Barnaby. So Lyndon, can we go ahead and bring Alan and Charlie in? Hey guys, how are y'all doing?
Awesome. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. As you can see, I'm still one-arming it. Got a couple more weeks of that. So, we're going to make the best of it. Doing everything left-handed has been a challenge at best.
Yeah, but that turns you more ambidextrous, right? I mean, I can't do a dang thing with my left hand. So yeah. If you're learning as you go now, then that's a great thing.
I am definitely learning. It's not always. Huh? What'd you say, Charlie?
Left-handed makes you better.
Oh,
left-handed
okay.
makes you much better.
Charlie must be a left-handed.
Well, I will tell you, the dogs are still in the doghouse for this little fiasco. Guys, I am so excited about our guests and our shows today, and I'm going to let you guys, we'll bring them in here in just a second. But Alan, real quick, tell our viewers a little bit about you.
So I am Alan Lester with Town Square Mortgage. I have been a mortgage lender for 22, 23 years, and then banking 8 years before that. So basically right now, I'm just spending a lot of time, since interest rates are kind of elevated. People are griping that rates are too high, educating them on the market and showing them why now is still a good time to buy, and teaching people how they can create wealth with real estate.
Yeah, because unfortunately, when those interest rates drop, prices are going to start skyrocketing again.
Yes, they are.
And you're right. It's all about the educational process. Now, Charlie, you're about to come into your busy season, and I knock on wood that I don't need to call you. Tell everybody a little bit about you and what you do.
I'm Charlie Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. We've been in Rowlett. Well, I've lived here since '97, started the company in 2003. We have a lot of local friends here. In fact, my guest today has been a customer for about 10 years. We're just here to take care of your heating and cooling needs.
Well, and that's it. It's all about those community connections. And that is really what we are doing, is connecting people within our communities, which I really think is vital. So let's go ahead and bring in our first guest. And I'm really excited about this because we have the mayor of Rockwall, Trace Johannesson. So Lyndon, can you go ahead and bring Trace in? Hey, Trace, how's it going?
Howdy, how are y'all doing today?
Doing fantastic. So mayor of Rockwall, you know everything about what's going on in Rockwall, right?
Most things, right? Yeah, I'm the mayor, but city staff handles all of the day-to-day and the actual work. So
I will tell you, I am still very excited that we are going to be getting an HEB out here eventually. That is amazing. But you haven't been able to spill the beans yet on IKEA because I keep hearing that rumor. So hopefully we'll be able to get some confirmation on that here pretty soon.
well, Delisa, you're an agent. You know how this works, right? There are often people sniffing around, looking, maybe making offers, but until there's an actual deal, there's no deal, right? So when and if a prospective business wants to announce that they're coming here, it's fine. But until the ink is, until it's signed, I mean, it's just all talk, right?
It is. It is. Well, hopefully that talk will turn into fruition. So Trace, tell us, huh?
We all like to gossip. We want to hear what's going on, right?
Well, heck
I mean,
yeah.
it's all Rockwallian. That's all you gotta do is go out there and look at that.
Exactly.
I've never been in an IKEA.
You're just amazed, Charlie.
Me
I mean,
neither.
it's crazy.
It is crazy. Trace, tell us a little bit about you and a little bit about your family.
Yeah. So been on city council since 2018. We got here in 2011. My wife, Amy, her family moved here, and I think we bought some land in 1998. And we got out here when we could because of the schools. So, we got 5 kids, 23, 21, 11, and 5.5-year-old twins. So we stay pretty busy. Besides city council, I'm in the American Legion. Wife and I are in Chamber of Commerce. We do several volunteer charity things between Texas Valor Project, CASA, right, Court Appointed Special Advocates, and other charity things. So we stay pretty busy. So
Yeah, you guys are very active in the community. Matter of fact, this little accident here happened the evening of the gala after I'd seen you guys after the Go Blue for Kids gala. Yes. So, and by the way, your 5.5-year-old twins are adorable.
thank you. Take after their mother, clearly, right?
Right. All right. So we've got another guest now. Our other guest is Craig Ingram. And so can we go ahead, Lyndon, and bring Craig in? Hey, Craig, how's it going?
It's going great. How you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for being on our show today. So tell us a little bit about you and your family.
Absolutely. So Craig Ingram from Rowlett, lived in Rowlett since 2001. From Garland originally, so I haven't gotten that far. My business is in Garland. So I live in Rowlett, work in Garland. I've got my wife, Stephanie Ingram, and I've got 2 beautiful girls, a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old that just graduated high school today, this week. So we run a charity organization called Soft Task as well, special organization founded to aid special kids. We've been doing that for about 36 years, which we raise money for special needs kids that want to do baseball, softball, soccer, sports events, ride horses, do things like that. So that's a great deal that we're heavily involved in for a long, long time. And like Charlie said, I became a customer of Charlie's after I saw him working with the Friends of Rowlett Animal Shelter. So I always support our local businesses in Rockwall and Rowlett that always give back to the community. That's kind of how we've always done it growing up in Garland is the same way. So we really like to support all of our local businesses in Rowlett, Rockwall, Garland that do, in fact, turn out to these events and show face and do the things that's needed for the communities to keep them active. So we appreciate Charlie and everything he's done. And this is great to be invited into something like this and get to learn more about what everybody else is doing as well. So.
Well, and that's interesting because one of the questions that we ask you guys when we have you fill out some basic information is kind of, what are your thoughts on the importance of making a difference in the community? And I think you really kind of touched on that, because I think it is our responsibility to, in our own ways, impact our communities and be able to give back.
Indeed, I think it's so important to to see the people, to meet the people, to know the people, so that you can give back, so that you can get involved, so that you know who you're dealing with, so that they know who they're dealing with. You want to keep that quality there as well of whom you're inviting in, and so knowing all the people and interacting with all the people within the community is very, very, very important.
I agree. And Trace, I know you and Amy are very much involved within our community and the Rockwall community, and have been for a long time.
Yeah, for us, Delisa, we first of all, we're very kind of type A, kind of driven. Both of us are, and we're not the kind to sit along the sidelines. And also, as parents, we believe it's important to model the behavior for your children. And so, we kind of tend to think it's not enough to just go to work and pay your taxes. You need to kind of give back. And that's in the form of service. And that could be church, charity, community. And you give your time, talent, or treasure. Right. And so that's how we get involved. And I echo what Craig said about serving with great people. I found it's been accidentally the best networking. And the reason I think for that is because when you are serving with other people for a higher purpose, you're all focused on a shared mission, which is something that we're very familiar with in the military. And when you're focused on doing good things like that, you get to see people's character in action, right? And so people that are serving tend to be of a certain heart and mindset. And those are the kinds of people you form relationships with through your service. And when you form those relationships, they're deeper, they're more meaningful. And then they're the people you want to go into business with, because look, I've worked with side by side with these folks. And so I trust them. And so I want to partner with them. That's how we view it in general. And you may have heard me say this before. Anytime I give advice to transitioning military folks, the first thing I say is, they say, get out there and network, right? The best way to build your network is through service in our experience.
Well, and it's interesting because it's one of the things that we kind of talk about here is you do business with people that you know, like, and trust. Well, how do you get to know them? How do you know if you like them? And how do you gain that trust? And Trace, I think that you hit that nail right on the head. It's through the service that you do together in benefiting the community, or whether it be your church, your community, wherever you're giving your service. So I love that. I love that. So guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our first commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about all of the things that are happening around in our area. So it's our What's Up Rockwall segment. And so we'll just talk about what are some of the events, what are some of the things that are happening in our areas. Okay, so we will be right back.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Hey Texans, hold on to your hats. The Mesquite Championship Rodeo, newest sponsor partner of the Community Difference shows, is back, bigger and better than ever. Witness the heart-pounding action as the best riders in the world compete for glory. Feel the thrill of the chase, the raw power of nature, and the unbreakable spirit of the West. Don't miss your chance to be part of the legend. Get your tickets now for the Mesquite Championship Rodeo or win yours free just for watching the Community Difference shows.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
Buying a home? It should be an exciting time, not a stressful one. At Proven National Title, we understand that buyers want fast, reliable, transparent, seamless, convenient title and closing services. Therefore, our services are not limited to our office or yours. Let Jackie Tobar and all the fine folks at Proven National Title help make your dream of homeownership a reality. Call us today for a smooth and stress-free closing. Contact us at 972-752-8540 or email at jackie.tobar@provennationaltitle.com. Proven National Title. Give me one and I'll earn the rest.
And now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So we're going to do our What's Up Rockwall segment. And Lyndon, where's my What's Up Rockwall?
You need me to do it for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's up, Rockwall?
That was actually pretty good.
I've heard it plenty.
That was pretty good.
It was. Okay. So we're going to be changing up our format on the What's Up Rockwall segment starting next month. And I want to kind of give you an idea. We're going to be posting a lot of the things the events that are coming up on our Facebook page, the Community Difference-Rockwall, because we're going to start talking about topics that are going to be impacting the community. And we want to know from you guys, what are some of the things that you want to talk about? So make sure that you drop us either a comment in the podcast right now or in our Facebook group. So in June, we're going to kind of talk about, hey, it's summertime. So what are all the things that you guys do around Rockwall and the surrounding areas during the summer months and when the kids are out of school? So that's going to be coming up next month, starting in June. But for now, we're going to talk about some of the events. I mean, it's a pretty big weekend this weekend. We've got Memorial Day weekend. And I'll start out with something that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is Carry the Load. So I don't know, most of you guys know that Carry the Load does come through the Rockwall area. They are going to be starting in the Hunt County portion at Roy City High School, and they're going to leave about 9 p.m. and they're going to walk all the way to the Fate Department of Public Safety. I went last year to cheer our walkers in, and if you haven't done that, you need to, because it is the most amazing feeling. And then around midnight, they're going to leave Fate and they're walking to the Rockwall County Courthouse. And they're anticipating that they're going to be there about 1 o'clock. And then they leave there and going to be walking all into Dallas. And it's going to end on Monday with the march down at Reverchon Park. I'm going to be walking with Patriot Paws Service Dogs. I know there's several groups here in the Rockwall County area that are a part of the Carry the Load. So if you haven't experienced that, I mean, it is just something that is amazing. So that's really one of my big things. Then we also have something that I really appreciate of it. We're seeing Vineyards is they're going to have a summer bash sip and shop. So that's happening on June 2nd at 11:30. I mean, come on, guys. Wine and shopping. That is a woman's dream. So make sure that Amy knows about that. I know she appreciates wine, Trace.
So do I.
There you go. I'll meet you there. All right. So, hey.
Chilling inside while she's outside shopping.
Right. Right. Hey, Alan, I'm sure you've got some things to talk about too. What do you have going on?
Well, I mean, obviously, I saw one that was really cool and interesting to me. It's over in Rowlett, but it's the Beehive Homes has got a ribbon cutting. So me being in mortgage, I just thought, shoot, I might as well go to that. So I think that would be a good thing that might fall in line. May do nothing, but ultimately it's about supporting the community, correct?
Yeah.
And then another one is just and I'm going tonight, so it's at 5 o'clock tonight. The off the clock networking at Los Marquez for the chamber. So I am not a member yet, but I've reached out to Lonnie today, and I'm joining as soon as he calls me back. So I'll be part of the chamber here shortly, so I can actually represent and get more involved, because since I joined and I'm a blue tie guy with the CAC, when y'all were talking about giving back, until I did that, I really didn't understand what it was like. And then after I've gotten connected with these guys and seeing the kind of people that you're actually there with, which I think what Trey said, I mean, when you're around the like-minded people that are there for the right reasons, you can just create some great relationships and friendships. And, I think it's just amazing.
Yeah. But Charlie, I know that you've got something that you wanted to share.
Well, I know the first thing is Rowlett will have a Memorial Day celebration Monday morning downtown. We also have the farmers market every Thursday evening from like 5 to 9. And also, and I'm sure all animal shelters are this way, the Rowlett Animal Shelter is busting at the seams and they're begging for adopters and people to foster animals. So if anybody out there is looking for a pet, this will be the time to go help a pooch out in need.
So I'm going to encourage everybody to post that on their social media. And the reason why I say that is because last week we had Jared Wines on, and he had made a post about the Rockwall Animal Shelter and their need for food. And the response was overwhelming. And it was just simply because he let everybody know what the need was on his social media, and other people shared it, and it got shared again and again and again. So for all of our listeners and our co-hosts and our guests, I'm going to encourage you guys to get the word out so we can help them out. All right. So Trace, do you have anything that you would like to share with us that's going on?
No, not much going on in the city of Rockwall. No, as a matter of fact, we just wrapped up Rockwall Founders Day, which we do every year in May on a Saturday. We celebrate the founding of Rockwall. In case you missed out, mark your calendars for next May. But all the festivities happened at Harry Myers Park, starting at 1:00. Actually, let me back up. We had stuff happening downtown all morning, starting with the farmers market, which goes from, I think, 8 to noon from May to October. So that kicked things off. And then at 1:00, we had food trucks. We had a whole mess of bounce houses. My kids were loving it. Climbing wall. There were food trucks, food vendors, splash park, and then live music playing throughout the day. And then at 6:30, we had Texas country star Mike Ryan band play, which was awesome. Nice. And then we capped it off at 8:00 with the Eli Young band, who sings songs like When It Rains. And so Rockwall is officially known as the free live music capital of North Texas. That's part of the reason. The other part of the reason is some other things going on. Tonight, weather permitting, we have the third in our series of concerts by the lake, also free, also family friendly. BYOB, bring a blanket, bring your chairs. And
so is it tonight or are they Thursday night? I thought those were on Thursday.
I'm sorry, Thursday night. You're right. Excuse me, Thursday night. Thank you, Lisa. Getting ahead of myself here. So Thursday concerts by the lake, starting at I think 7 p.m. Get there early. We're hoping the weather holds out. If it doesn't, we usually delay the start as long as we can to make sure everyone's safe. And if we do have to cancel, Parks and Rec will usually send something out. But tomorrow night, we've got a band called Red, and they are a Taylor Swift tribute band, and I'm expecting it to be jam-packed. Last week, we had the Memphis Blues Band, and to kick off the season, which goes from May to July, we had the Rockwall Philharmonic Orchestra out there at the harbor. So again, free live music capital of North Texas out at the harbor. Come out, all y'all from out of town, come on in the city of Rockwall and spend some sales tax dollars and support our local businesses. And if you got a boat, come watch it, the music from the dock.
Yeah, that's the way we normally do it. It's just dock. But so Brian Decker last week actually had thought Red was playing last week. So this goes out to Jennifer Kilpatrick, who was one of our guests last week. She really wanted to see Red. So Jennifer, if you're listening, Red's this week. So make sure you guys show up for that. Craig, is there anything that you want to add to what's happening or what's going on in the area?
I have to be very honest. I've been out of town for the last 3 weeks, so I'm not caught up on anything at this particular moment. I got the call from Charlie while I was in LA last week or 2 weeks ago for this, and I jumped on it and said yes, absolutely. But I haven't gotten caught back up into my area yet. So Been trying to get the house back into shape and the business back into shape. So sorry, but I don't have anything to add to the social calendar today.
No, but now you've got your social calendar planned because of all of these events that are happening here in the area.
I do, absolutely. Yes, I'm going to send my daughter a text right now about the red band out at Rockwall. So we'll be out there for that for sure. They'll love that.
Yeah. Now we also have something that we're pretty excited about, and I'm going to ask Alan to share a little bit about the Community Difference's newest partnership. Alan, what you got?
Yeah, I'm pumped about this one. So I'm a huge baseball fan. So Lyndon, along with I guess some teamwork, they've been working on the Frisco Rough Riders. They are one of the newest sponsors for the Difference radio shows. So we will have complimentary tickets to each game. And they've got a huge fireworks show that's going to be 4th of July. So whether you're able to get one of the tickets that we have that's complimentary or not, the Frisco Rough Riders, if you haven't been to one of those games, they're just so much. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Rangers, but it's just so quaint. I mean, it's so small, and it's such an exciting time, and it's cheaper. So
that's exactly right. Look, the greatest thing about the minor league baseball games is it feels like a little slice of Americana. It's a lot easier to park. It's a lot cheaper to park. It's a lot easier to get a beer. It feels a lot smaller, but it's still kind of a whole lot of fun. So if you're not taking advantage of the kind of the minor league or the farm teams, you're really missing out on the experience.
Oh yeah,
and they really have a nice field, a nice stadium over there. But yeah, so guys, just reach out to one of our co-hosts or our hosts if you're interested in some complimentary tickets. We do have tickets for every single home game. We are so excited about this. Of course, we also have partnerships with the Mesquite Rodeo that's going to be coming up. And then, of course, we also have
Frisco Fighters.
The Frisco Fighters. And I always stumble on that. I'm not a football fan, but I went to one of their games and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. So definitely, you definitely want to take advantage of these local teams and these local events here. All right, so we're going to take our next commercial break, and when we come back, we're actually going to talk a little bit more in depth with Trace and with Craig and get to know them on a little deeper level. So, guys, stick around because we'll be right back.
The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group. Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press. Caleb Thomas with the Mesquite Championship Rodeo. Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air. Brian Decker with Compass Facilities Consulting. And Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting. If you, or someone you know would like to sponsor, or be a co-host sponsor of this show, or other shows like it, please give us a call at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com. And now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back, guys. So I'm going to start out with this question towards both of you guys, and Craig, I'll ask you first, but you guys are very involved in your communities. Obviously, you lead very busy lives. Trace, with being the mayor, you also have your full-time job and then your full-time job. Craig, you're traveling around a lot. So how do you guys balance your professional life with your personal passions?
Yeah, it's a great question. I won't ever pretend to be as busy as a mayor because I've seen that side and know what's involved there. My next door neighbor was just the city councilman, so I saw what was there. But the biggest thing that I do is I play golf as much as I can. I get involved in things there to network, to keep the balance of work. My travels, albeit were to destinations such as LA, but it is work. We are out there seeing customers. We're still answering the telephone like we're sitting in Dallas. We run a transportation and logistics company, so we can kind of do that from wherever we want to do it. But we have to balance that out. So we travel, we go out, we do work, 3 or 4 days worth of work. While we're there, we get to play golf with the customers, with our partners, with our vendors. So that is exactly how I try to balance out the work life, relationship and keeping myself on a sane level to where I can do the things in the community on the day-to-day basis to get things done the way I need to get things done, and keeping my head level is a very big part of that. So golf is kind of my step away from work, and really everything. I can get on a golf course and just kind of zone out and have the time that I want to have, depending on the day I'm wanting to have. So that's the biggest way I can say that I balance out that work-life demand. We get involved with certain other things on the service side, such as our charity golf tournament, which is Soft Task. Again, I said it earlier, it's a special organization founded to aid special kids. When you get involved in things such as that are bigger than what you are here to do, it gives you that sense of gratitude, that sense of feeling that you're doing something right. That also gives you the refreshment, almost as much as a vacation will give you, almost as much as what your hobbies will give you. That I feel like I get 10 times what I give back from doing these events. The Buddy League is another one in Garland. Their Buddy Leagues, they're scattered around now. She started that in Garland, but now she's got that everywhere. But the Buddy League is another place for special kids. They go out and they've got baseball. And when you go out and watch these kids playing baseball, it's something else you get back from that. It's another sort of recharging station for me. You get out, you get to see that, you have facilitated what these kids are able to do today. And so knowing what we've been working hard all year long, raising money and doing the things we do under the table, you now get to see it come to fruition on the baseball diamond. So those are the things that I do on the daily basis to really kind of keep myself grounded, keep myself involved in the day-to-day, and to keep my brain, clear and fresh and ready for the next challenge.
So it's interesting. I was an educator for 16 years and I worked with special needs children. And I worked in Garland ISD, and my favorite time of the year was when Garland ISD had their Special Olympics for the students, because it just fills your heart. And very familiar with Buddy League, and you're right, it just fills the cup,
It does.
Now, Trace, you've got 5 kids and then mayor and other work. And so how do you balance that?
What's work-life balance? I don't know. I get asked that a lot. Like, how do y'all do all the things you do? First of all, my wife helps a lot, right? We're partners, and so we do a lot of scheduling. Like, we have a family calendar app that syncs across all of our devices so that we can keep track of everything. We do a lot of activities. I try to prioritize, like putting my kids to bed at night. So the nights that I'm gone at bedtime, I try and keep those to a minimum. Like Craig, when I'm traveling to go visit clients, I try to go out and have a nice meal with them, or I go visit, teammates that live in the same cities. We have an amazing nanny who also helps out a tremendous amount with sometimes, school pickup if my wife has got a client session and I'm working. And so that helps a lot. And then we'll take a family vacation, or we'll take a trip down to the hill country to see some of the Texas wineries. I'm also on the advisory board of one of the major wineries down there, William Chris Wines. Been on that board for 5 years now, and we've been owners in the company for a year. So we have that going as well. So we do a lot. And I hadn't heard of Buddy League, but our youngest, Roman, is autistic, and he plays Angel League in Rockwall. In fact, we go to that banquet tonight, as a matter of fact. So, we get a lot of joy. Like you said, a lot of the community service stuff doesn't feel like work. I mean, we're busy, and we try to take a break on Sundays sometimes, but I don't know. I find that we, busy people get a lot of things done. So we tend to be really busy.
But you just said something, is your community service doesn't feel like work. And I think you're absolutely right. When you're doing things that you're very passionate about, it doesn't feel like it's a drain. It doesn't feel like it's work. It doesn't feel like it is something that is just, you have to do. It's something that you want to do because you care so deeply about.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's a lot like that. So, yeah, it's definitely fulfilling.
Yep, and indeed it is. Once you see what the kids are able to get out of that, the fulfillment it does. It is just as Trey said, there's not a work-life balance. It's something we just now it's now and really it's society. I think it's not just us, it's everyone. We now run a 7-day-a-week work-life balance. We're always on the devices, we're always on the computers, we're always doing something to facilitate our next move, whatever that move may be, whether it's service or whether it's business. It could be a Sunday morning and we're taking calls to make that happen. So yeah, that's absolutely correct. It's one of those things where we feel like it's just part of what we do. It's not work. It's not, anything else. It's just, we have to go do these things, and it's what we were put here to do. I really truly feel there are certain people put on this earth to do certain things. And that's where, those people get called to service, whether that is as a mayor or something else. But yeah, great answer there, Trace. Absolutely.
Okay, so both of you guys, hit my computer. So both of you guys are very involved locally. And sometimes we have people that are looking to get, or just maybe moved here, or have a change of life, like their kids are now off in college and they're looking to become more involved locally. What advice would you give someone that is looking to get more involved within our local communities? Trace, we'll start with you.
I have my ready stock answer. Start serving. Time, talent, and treasure. Church, community, charity. Apparently I like my alliteration, but it's easy to remember, but that's what it is. And people are like, well, what does that mean? Well, go look for local charities. Try one out. If it's a mission you care a lot about, of course, it's something that you'll really, really enjoy. If that doesn't really fit you or what you're about, then try the next thing, right? Community. Rockwall.com, for example, and all the cities have this, but cities have boards and commissions, all right? And if we step back for why a council exists, it's our lowest form of representative government. I take that back. HOAs are probably our lowest form of representative government. And the point of the representative government is so that folks like us can worry about going to soccer or an Angel League baseball, and let people like me on city council worry about zoning cases and how new developments fit into our comprehensive plan. So we do the minutia and the work that's painful, that so we don't have to have an election and have 52,000 people go to the polls every time there's a zoning case, right? So to do that and have that scale, you have a council, and then you have boards and commissions right below the council. So think planning and zoning, think historic preservation board, think arts, think parks and rec, right? So there's all these boards, every city's got them, and it's made up of volunteers that care about that subject. So you got someone who cares about the arts, they'll join the arts board. They have a budget, they'll come up with projects, they'll propose those to council, and that's how you can get involved. So start serving with your time, talent, and treasure, and your church, charity, and community.
I love that. And it's very easy to remember. I love that.
That is pretty good. And you guys make me feel like a slouch. I try to help as much as I can, but you and Craig, holy moly, man, I don't know.
Well, I think we lost Craig. I know storms are going to be rolling in, and that's always a concern, is do we lose internet, but.
Yeah, one of the things I was going to ask, Trace, I mean, is there, I guess you too, Delisa. I wasn't a veteran myself, but I do love to give back. When in my lending side, I like to do extra for veterans, and I would love to get involved in some other areas of that here. So if y'all do have any ways that we, as co-hosts or members could reach out and join some of those communities, I'd love to have that, even if y'all post it in the chat.
Yeah, whoever does the follow-up from the show could hopefully include this. We have a local American Legion that's in the Rockwall side. There's an American Legion in Rowlett as well, and in Garland. In the Lake Ray Hubbard area, we have the Marine Corps League, which is like American Legion for former Marines, and they do the chapter here is extremely active. There is the Patriot Pours, and maybe Delisa, if you want to talk about that, because I know you're one of the main people involved there.
Yeah. So every Wednesday we do Patriots Pour, and we meet from 4 to 6. We're meeting at Sideways right now. Every 6 months we'll change locations because we want to support local businesses here. But what we're doing is we're trying to bring our community and our nonprofit veteran organizations and our veterans together. It's amazing how many organizations we have within this general vicinity that support our veterans and our first responder group, and a lot of people don't know about them. This month we are supporting Carry the Load. Last month we supported Ashling, which does equine therapy, and NDC. We've supported the Rockwall Firefighters Association, Texas Valor Project, which Trey, I know is very close to your heart, mine as well. Patriot Paws Service Dog. So it allows us to start bringing in those different organizations and introducing them to people in the community. You don't have to be a veteran to attend. It is open to everybody. We just want to start connecting people within the community that are interested in these organizations.
Yeah, and to follow up, I just wanted to say one thing, following up on what Trey said with the American Legion. So I went to Nashville this last weekend for my niece graduating high school. And the first thing we did on Friday night, I just found out my sister was nominated to be the commander of the American Legion there in Nashville. Awesome. So we went and hung out there on Friday night and played pool and drank beer. But just I got to meet so many people and connect. They had open mic night, they had karaoke night, but there's a lot of people doing a lot of good things that I would love to be involved with.
So I'm going to tell you, it's just kind of like it's like the Nike commercial. Just do it. Just get out and do it. Okay.
Just do it. That's a great way to put it.
We just need to get more proactive in looking for the different things that we can help in. And that's what I'm going to try to get better at is, I'd like to hear more about what Craig's doing. I've never heard of that. And, I'm just super impressed with that.
And see, I actually, Craig, I want to connect with you afterwards. I know you're busy, but I want to know more about that organization as well to get that word out. But and I know we lost you a couple of times. That's kind of what we may face with the internet. But what we were talking about is just really what advice would you give to people that are looking to get involved in the community, your local community?
Absolutely. That's a great one. Starting with, I think going to your local city, your city government office is probably one of the better places you could start. Your church, of course, is probably one of the best places because you're going to have so many other things that they're going to offer. I'm not sure if that's still connected. It looks like we are. But I think the city, as Trey said, you can get into the city and really kind of find a lot of different things that you can just start serving on. And I think once you start serving and just getting started, as you said, just get started, then you start seeing all the different avenues that it will take you. Then you can see, for instance, in golf, if you're a golfer, you can go down and you can give lessons to kids that can't afford lessons. You can do things like that. It's just a small way of giving back to somebody else that doesn't have the ability to go out and take on a game or the expense of a game that other kids might not have. So something as simple as that, getting with Parks and Recreation, for instance. My next door neighbor, Matt, he's a city councilman in Rowlett, but he also works for the Parks and Rec in the city of Garland. And I know they have the same stuff there at the city of Garland within the Parks and Rec that you can go down and volunteer your time to teach the kids, coach the kids, mentor the kids that they need. There's so many other kids out there right now that we see that need that mentorship, that need just that, big brother, if you will. Maybe that's the big sister program. There are so many different ways, though, that I think that you can go out and get started. It's just getting your foot out there, the very first step. And I think the best way to do that is either through your church or through your city government, and let them kind of steer you in a direction, because they can then ask the questions that you may not know to ask, which is, what am I interested in? What do I like to do? where is the most help needed? This is what I do for a living. Where can I apply these skills that I know very well? So it's just, it's simple things like that. It's getting in there and asking the right question to the right person there at the city or the church that can then steer you in the direction that they think maybe your skills will serve best.
Yeah. And like we said, it's just get out and do it. Mm-hmm. So guys, we're going to need to take our next commercial break, but when we get back, we're going to really dig into our topic of the month, which is digital media mindset, turning your social media into service media. And I think that this is going to be a really great topic for us to discuss because you guys you have such servant heart. So I'm really excited about this. So we'll be right back.
Perfect.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Frisco Fighters prepare to reach new heights at Comerica Center this spring. From competitive matchups to exciting theme nights, you won't want to miss a second of the action. Join us and experience high-scoring, hard-hitting indoor football that's fun for the whole family to enjoy. Visit FriscoFighters.com for game highlights, tickets, or to reserve your spot at the Tarmac Tailgate Party. Frisco Fighters, fly with us.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Looking to buy a home? The process can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of a qualified loan officer like Paul Fisher, you can get the financing you need and get into your dream home. Paul Fisher, a direct local lender with Certainty Home Lending, has many years of experience helping people buy homes. He's knowledgeable, experienced, and he'll work with you to find the best loan for your needs. Contact Paul Fisher today to get started on your home buying journey. He'll help you every step of the way, so you can relax and focus on finding your dream home. Visit www.loansbyfisher.com or call 817-308-7361 to schedule a consultation with Paul. MLS number 2018111.
Now back to the show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So we're going to start talking about our topic, and I'm going to be vulnerable, and I'm going to share this with you guys. When I first got into real estate, and I use social media, I'd use Facebook just from a personal level. And one of the things that I did was I had hired a company to help me with my social media presence. And number one, the thing that I felt was it just didn't come off authentically. It really came off that I was very much selling, not serving. And it was a hell of a lot of money. Okay. I mean, let's just be real. And that was when I had that epiphany and that realization that, I've got to be authentically me. I've got to be from the mindset of just serving my community. And that was a very difficult lesson that I had learned going into owning my own business. And it was an expensive lesson as well, but I do think that our social media can be very good, but I think we also have to be very careful in how it comes across. I mean, what are some of the challenges that you guys have faced with your social media?
Talking to Trace and Craig, or just in general?
I'll tackle it. Yeah. In fact, because what's funny is I've recently, Delisa has done the same thing. I hired a gentleman about a year ago now to start a new website process and then manage all of our social media posts for the month, every single month. And I've kind of gotten the same feeling there as well. Is it's great and it works, and we're getting posts and we're getting likes and we're getting more folks visiting our page, but it's not coming across as authentic as I'd like. Mm-hmm. I've even gone to him and said, we've got to get more personable. I've got to do more stuff to make this come across the way I'm thinking it's going to come across, which right now it's not. So we're kind of in the same thing of making sure that we're not just posting to post, but that we're posting to serve what we do. And that in the business side, it's very important. But it is something that, we are trying to take our social media to a level that, especially in the logistics market, that what we do, it's important. It's important to have that information out there about what we do, how we do it, who's doing it, why we do it, so forth and so on. So, getting back to the original question is yes, the social media has got to become more of what we're doing as far as the service side goes, and being able to differentiate the two and keep it personable and keep it on that level. It's tough. It's very, very hard to do that day in and day out because it is a very time consuming process for sure.
Yeah.
It is. Go ahead, Charlie. No,
biggest thing is keep it personable. You want to keep it, you want people to know you're real, that you're not a machine. You're not always trying to sell them something. We share posts from the animal shelters, the veterans, they mentioned the Marine League. Tom Johnson is a good friend of mine, and I share his stuff on our Facebook pages. Just share things going on in the community, and people will know your name. It's more important for them to know who we are and that we're genuine people than me sit up there and say, hey, we want to service your air conditioner. We'll give you a discount on the service call. I don't want to do that. We want you to call us because you feel comfortable with us and you trust us. And that's how you gain their trust, is by them getting to know you on social media.
And I'll add to that too. I mean, in the past, I've gone, early on it was posting flyers, posting that. I mean, people zone that stuff out. They don't.
Yeah.
Care. I mean, if you turn it into a video and you can turn it into something where it's actually helping them and making them feel like, oh crap, I didn't know that, but that makes a lot of sense. And then you're still having fun with it. I mean, you can joke about it. I mean, I posted something this last week and I did one of those AI pictures and I was bald. And I just put a post out there. And I was like, hey, yes or no, or hell no. I had a lot of hell no's, but just having fun with it. And, I have no problem making fun of myself. But in that, and people know I love cigars. People know I love whiskey, and people now know I'm not bald. But, I think and you just got to have fun with it, and people enjoy that, and they learn to like you through that stuff.
And to give you an example, we can post a picture of me riding a motorcycle with a little mutt riding with me, and we'll get more comments off of that than anything you can see. So then that's where it goes back to, keep it on a personal level.
I think for me, my social media needs or focus are slightly different than y'all's, and that's totally fine. I definitely agree on being personable and personalized and just kind of seeing you as a human. In my elected position for the last 6 years when I was on council, I used to try to be very active and respond to everything because I wanted to be seen as of the people. And I quickly learned that it can be a downward spiral of a time suck. And so I created a new rule for myself.
Yes.
And that was that I am going to post an answer one time and then leave my phone number, my email, usually on closed Facebook groups because I don't need everyone having my cell phone number. But like on Rockwall is a private group. And so I'd happily put my email and my cell phone number. And I tend to kill them with kindness. I also make it a habit. I always try to be polite because I try to be polite in general in life. And I'm a human being, and sometimes I'm not great at it, but most times I am. And when folks say angry things, they get the angry thumbs and their keyboard warrioring behind the keyboard. Another rule I have is I try never to say online what I wouldn't say to someone's face. That's a hard and fast rule I try to absolutely go by. And so people would say, oh, the corrupt city council, they're a bunch of jerks, or the mayor is a jerk. And I'll write back, I'm like, hey, it sounds like you're frustrated. I'd love to hear about it. We lose 80% of communication through the written word, all the nonverbal and all the cues. But I want to understand all of what you're saying. And if it's important to you, I'll make it important to me. And we can sit down and talk about it. And that could be on the phone. It could be in person. It could be on a Zoom, whatever. Call my cell phone. Here's my email. happy to discuss further by either of those two, but I'm not going to go back and forth on social media anymore. And then I don't. The other trick that I learned, and some folks take me up on it, it's actually pretty rare because it's a lot easier to get angry thumbs. But psychologically, asking someone to take their time to actually talk to me, if it's important, they will do it. If it's not that important, they won't do it. And so it's a nice filter. It's a small little barrier that you have to achieve. And if you want to make it a priority to meet with me, I'll happily make it a priority as well. But what I'm not going to do is go down the social media back and forth posting. I'm happy to let you have the last word. I'm not bothered by that one bit. The other thing that I've done, again, this is me helping future trace and trying to save myself some time, right? I have common questions that I get all the time. And so last year I started recording these videos. I try to keep them to a minute and a half about one little subject. They're bite-sized. I have an entire YouTube channel. It's got like 16 or 18 videos on there, but it's common questions I get asked as a mayor about the city of Rockwall. So anytime I see something on a post and there's a comment, I won't even comment words. I'll just post a link to the video. And then I have one of the questions I get asked often is like, oh, why do you want us to call your cell phone? Is it because you don't want people to be seen on social media, or you don't want it to be public? And I'm like, that's not the case at all. And so I recorded a video called "Why Don't You Respond More on Social Media?" And it's like, look, guys, I've got 52,000 constituents. There's 24 hours in a day, and I've got 5 kids, and I have to do this job. So This is a function of time. And so in order to save time, I've made these rules for myself. I'm not going to go back and forth posting. I'm going to give you my phone number and make time for you. And if I have an answer to something, I'll just point you to my videos. And by the way, if you have another question, you let me know. I'll record a video about that because everyone may have that question. And I'll post it on the channel, and then I can just link back to it. But there's been more than one time when there's been a single post and I have answered with a video, and they've come back with something else, and I answer with another video, and I answer with a third video. But I'm not going to do the back and forth angry thumbs. And so that's how I have used social media to kind of help inform people. I mean, technically my job as mayor is to, report to the citizens and do kind of their will and as their elected representative and approve the budget. But practically it's to insulate my city staff from proverbial angry mobs and let them do their job. So I will go take the arrows in the chest or the yelling or the angry Facebook and Twitter posts, so I can protect my staff so they can keep Rockwall a great place to live. And then lastly, I think my other unwritten job description is demystifying government. Like, why do we do things like that? What does that mean? Why do we have how come you can't talk back in a public forum? And how come you have to post the agenda 3 days in advance and things like that? So that's part of my job in demystifying government and having transparent government, is kind of having those short videos that I can post online. So that was a long monologue. So any questions or comments, let me know.
But I love that. I love that video approach. Because as you can imagine, in real estate, I get the same questions over and over and over. And I did the same thing with the video series. It's like, we're going to walk you through this whole process, and here's 15 different videos, and that answers so many questions. But then but I also think it personalizes it. It is something they can reference back to, because we've got the attention span of a gnat sometimes. And but then it also, they know that, okay, I've got further questions, I can reach out. And I mean, you put your phone number on Rockwallian, I mean, you've got 63,000 people that can reach out to you, Trace. I mean, I'm not sure if I'd be that.
Surprisingly, they don't. But you know what? That's my job. Okay. I don't have to give my cell phone number, but I do. I'm also making a point, Delisa. Like, I gave you my cell phone and I called you out, and you say it's important and you want to talk about it, and I gave you my cell phone, but then you want to keep posting on social media. So your words and your actions are not adding up. Okay. Yeah. Like, so it's kind of,
and I feel for you on that, because I see the idiotic post where they're tagging our mayor in Rowlett for some of the stupidest things I've ever seen in the world. Like they didn't pick up our trash. Blake Margulies, call FCC and ask him why they didn't pick your trash up. It's not his job. He has bigger fish to fry, just like you do. So I feel for you, and I respect you and applaud you for what you're doing.
Well, look, that's part of our job, right? We're supposed to take that and say, look, I understand you're frustrated. You expected the trash to work because you paid your trash bill. Let me go take care of that for you, or let me connect you to someone who can, right? So it's I could tell them to pack sand, Charlie, but I don't think that's the right approach, right? That's not my job. My job is to be sympathetic.
No, it's not, and the whole deal with it is, we're grown up people. We should be able to handle ourselves a little better. And when we get involved, they're stupid. I mean, just the things I see posted where they tag the mayor and the city council is like, come on, guys. You have a job. They have a job. They're basically volunteering their time because they get maybe $500 a month. And Alan and I talked about the other day. There's no way on God's green earth I'd want that job for $500 a month. I might go and serve on a planning and zoning commission, but.
All right. Hey, guys, we got to take our final break. But when we get back, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to do our rapid fire questions. And I got a couple of good ones for you guys. So we will come back and we will do that right after this.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media, LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
Okay, welcome back. So let's go ahead and we're going to get started with our rapid fire. Do we have our rapid? Okay, Lyndon.
Are you ready?
Rapid fire.
Thank you. Okay. So Trace, just FYI, I pulled up the YouTube stuff. Oh, I am absolutely going to go through all your videos. So those are awesome.
And tell your friends if they have, and that goes for anybody out there, right? If you have any questions, you send them through, whether it's email, phone, whatever. I'll get to it eventually. I'll add to my list of videos to record. It doesn't take me that long. I've got a quick little Labrium mic that's wireless. I just real quick set it up, record the video, upload it, boom, boom, boom. And look, if you have the question, somebody else has a question. So let me know what you wonder about the city of Rockwall, about mayoring. If that's
all right. So now let's have some fun, guys. So this is our rapid fire questions. We talked about it's just a 1 or 2 short answer. And if you're stumped, just say pass and we'll just go to the next one. Okay. So I'll kind of start off with a couple of easy ones. We'll start with Trace. We'll start with you. What's the first thing you do in the morning when you get up?
Decide whether or not I'm running.
Okay. Alan?
I decide that I'm not going to run. Have you seen that body?
Craig?
Let 3 dogs outside.
Charlie?
Same thing. I got a mutt I have to let outside.
Oh man, first thing I do is yell at my Alexa and tell her to snooze. Because I am not getting up on that first alarm. All right. Okay, so if your life was a movie, what would it be? Alan?
Pass.
Okay.
Come back to me on that.
Mine would be Forrest Gump, because that's where sometimes that's what I feel like my life is like. Fred?
You took mine. Mine was Forrest Gump. It's like a box of chocolates on the daily around here.
Charlie?
Mine would be a 3-ring circus.
Trace?
Whatever movie's about a crazy life with a lot of kids.
Well, Brady Bunch.
Home up.
Yeah, Brady Bunch. There you go. That's a great one. Thank you.
All right. So, Alan, I'm going to come back to you. We'll start with you on this one, okay? What would your warning label say if every person came with one?
Oh my God! Turn around and go away. Don't try it.
Greg?
Don't spark it. Yep. It'll blow. No fire around him.
Charlie?
Doesn't play well with others at times.
Trace?
Feed the animal drinks.
Mine would be Hot Mess Express. All right. So, Craig, we'll start with you. What's your favorite hobby? I think
Golf.
I already know the answer to this one.
That's it. Yeah, golf is my favorite. And then, of course, my kids. So, yes, but golf is my favorite.
Charlie?
Riding a motorcycle.
With your little mutt?
With a little mutt or my wife. It depends on who wants to go.
Okay. Grace, what about you? What's your favorite hobby?
Live music, especially Texas music, Texas country.
Hence Eli Young Band for Founders Day.
Good answer.
Yep. Mine is going camping and fishing. I rarely get an opportunity to get away, so that's just my get away from everybody. Alan, how about you? And Alan froze.
And the weather froze. Yep.
And the weather froze.
Yeah, the gym time is my sanity time. That's how I keep my sanity.
Oh, okay. So you're unfrozen now. You froze for a little bit there. All right. And last thing, what is your favorite adult beverage? Charlie?
I drink more iced tea than anything. I'm very boring.
Well, we'll put a little lemon or a little lemonade and a little bourbon in it. Make it what is it? Arnold Palmer? Yeah. All right, Trace, how about you?
Texas wine, probably.
Okay. Alan?
That would be pretty much any flavor of bourbon, as long as it's brown.
Craig?
It's a transfusion. It's my favorite.
And mine's wine as well. So, Trace, I want to find out more about this winery that you guys are part of.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Is it down in the hill country?
It is. Yeah, there's a little place called Hye, Hye. It's where Garrison Brothers bourbon is made. And just up the road from that is William Chris Wines. And so in between Johnson City and Fredericksburg on 290, which is the Texas Hill Country, there's got to be like 80 wineries in a small area. 5% of them are great. 95% are less than great. And so my wife and I have been going down there for 10 years, and we're members of probably 7 wineries that we're really, really big fans of. And the rest are nice to look at when we drive by. So, yeah, William Chris Wine Company, Lost Draw Cellars, Wine for the People in downtown Fredericksburg. These are all brands of the William Chris Wine Company umbrella. And, we love it. They're fantastic.
Cool, because my whole family lives down New Braunfels, and my sister-in-law and I do a girls wine trip. So I love it. I'll definitely check it out.
Well, I've got a really great list of recommendations for anybody who wants to go down there that I'll happily share. Yeah.
On YouTube?
I've got it's actually a Google, it's a Google map list. So.
Perfect. All right, guys. So we need to go ahead and start wrapping it up. But I'd like to give you guys an opportunity to just some final thoughts, how people can reach out to you. So Craig, we'll go ahead and start with you.
Absolutely. Really appreciate y'all having me on today. I'm really love to see, these types of things put together like here, where we can really help get the word out on how to do certain things, whether that be service or what it might be. So this is a really good board to do that on. Best way to contact me is it's probably my cell phone, of course. Email as well. I've got both of those, which I'll gladly throw out here in the chat and give to everybody. Or I can give that here now, however that works. But cell phone is probably my easiest way. Via email is the second way. I'm always available. I feel like I am a mayor because I am always available. As a business owner, you've got to be that way. Customers, vendors, employees, everybody always wants that answer. They want it now. We all have the easy button and the now button. So I always have to make myself readily available. So I've got cell phones, 2 of them, and a computer, and we're always ready to answer that call when it comes in. So yes, cell phone and email.
Awesome. Trace?
Yeah, I really appreciate it. It was a great conversation. I just go back to my little mantra: start serving now. Time, talent, and treasure in your church, community, or charities. And you can reach me at my email, tracejohannesson@rockwall.com. It's across the bottom of the screen right there. And that's my cell phone number as well. So happy to talk to anyone.
Awesome. And we really appreciate you guys being on today. Great conversations. Charlie, go ahead and let everybody know how they can reach you.
My information is scrolling. Charlie at BarnabyHeatingAir.com. Office number is 972-412-0150. I want to thank our guests. I think every month, Alan and I seem to be upping our game on our guests, and it's going to be a tough act to follow these two guys for the next one. I really appreciate it. Craig, I hope that you might consider coming in, being a co-host with us or a sponsor, because you'd fit right into the format of this show.
Absolutely.
Again, guys, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for the invite. Greatly appreciated.
Alan, how can people reach out to you?
I mean, as everybody else has said, it's scrolling across the bottom, but I'm right there with him. I appreciate you, Trace and Craig, being with us. Great show today, and it is going to be hard to top. But reach out if you have any questions about mortgage, whether you go with me or not. I can give you some good advice and be a resource for you.
Absolutely. And of course, I'm Delisa Lapinsky, and same thing. My information's down the bottom. And if you ever have any questions, please reach out, because I'm happy to help and answer any questions you may have. Guys, thank you. This is an amazing show. I wanted to go ahead and put a plug for our topic for next month, because this is something that's pretty special to my heart, and it's cause-based collaboration. So it's collaborative marketing for innovative branding, whether it be through working with your nonprofits or other businesses. So we're going to talk about the importance of cause-based marketing. That is going to be an amazing topic for next month. We will not be doing the podcast next week. That is our 5th week. So we will see you guys the first week of June. And of course, if you are interested in being on the show, or if you're interested in co-hosting, please reach out to myself or any of our co-hosts. We would love to talk with you further about that as well. As always, we're the Community Difference-Rockwall, where we are making a difference in our communities. Guys, thank you so much, and we will see y'all next time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching today's show. The Community Difference-Rockwall is brought to you in part by Alan Lester, loan officer with the One Group with Town Square Mortgage. Delisa Lapinsky with Lapinsky Realty Group, Frank McLeod with Minuteman Press, Caleb Thomas with the Mesquite Championship Rodeo, Charles Barnaby with Barnaby Heating and Air, Brian Decker with Compass Facilities Consulting, and Josh Small with WeatherTech General Contracting. If you, or someone you know would like to sponsor, or be a co-host sponsor of this show, or other shows like it, please give us a call at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com.